We are still laying the foundation, and over time, I want you to develop a daily habit of checking your capacity of part of what I call human capacity hygiene. For now, we will start weekly. So before you fully step into this week, before you say yes to another request, before you commit your energy, attention, patience, or judgment, pause and ask yourself a question most leaders are rarely taught to ask. Where is my capacity today? Welcome to the Monday Morning Capacity Check. Hello, welcome to the Monday Morning Capacity Check. This is episode 6 of the Human Capacity Advantage podcast. I'm Dr. Kim Hires, founder of the Nightingale firm and creator of the Human Capacity Advantage system. Every Monday, we begin with a simple practice. We check capacity before we commit capacity, because the capacity you had last Monday is not necessarily the capacity you have this Monday. Capacity fluctuates, and leadership decisions made from assumed capacity can become commitments your actual capacity cannot support. We say yes because we usually can. We take on more because we've handled more before. We assume that because something was manageable in another season, it should still be manageable now. But leadership is not only about what is required, it's also about what is currently available to meet what is required. Human capacity is multidimensional and it is contextual. Your ability to think, regulate emotion, physically function, follow through, relate, perform your role, and adapt can change independently. You may be physically ready for the week and cognitively exhausted, professionally prepared and emotionally depleted, highly motivated, but poorly supported. You may still be capable of doing the work, but carrying it in your current state may require far more from you than it did before. That's why, how am I doing? Is sometimes too broad a question. We need to get more specific. So today we're going to do a quick capacity check. 7 areas, 7 numbers, and 1 action. Are you ready? All right, let's go. Rate each area from 1 to 5. 1 means significantly strained. 3 means functional but needing attention. 5 means strong and well supported. You can use the numbers in between and don't overthink this. This isn't a test. We're looking for a signal. Most importantly, don't answer as the version of yourself you think should have shown up this morning. Answer as the person who actually did. Ready? 1. Your thinking. How clear is your mind today? Do you have enough focus and mental bandwidth to process information and trust your judgment? 1 to 5. 2. Your emotional bandwidth. How much capacity do you have to experience stress, frustration, disappointment, or uncertainty without allowing it to dictate your response? 1 to 5. 3. Your physical energy. Consider your sleep, fatigue, recovery, pain, illness, and general energy. Does your body have what this week is asking of it? 1 to 5. 4. Your follow through. How available is your ability to turn intention into action? Can you make the decision? complete the task, send the message, or take the next step without excessive resistance. 1 to 5. 5. Your relational capacity. How much capacity do you have to communicate clearly, listen well, collaborate, and navigate tension without unnecessary escalation? 1 to 5. 6. Your professional capacity. How well supported are you in the work itself? Do you have the information, tools, authority, clarity, and the resources you need to perform well? 1 to 5. And 7. Your adaptive capacity. How prepared are you for something to change? If priorities shift, uncertainty increases, or the plan no longer fits reality, how much flexibility do you have available to adjust? 1 to 5. Now look at your 7 numbers. Do not start with the highest score. Start with the lowest. Your lowest score isn't a failure, it's the information. It tells you where your capacity may require the most protection, support, or adjustment this week. And this matters because leaders often organize the week around whatever appears most urgent. But the most urgent demand is not necessarily where the greatest risk lives. Sometimes the risk is sitting in the part of your capacity that is already running low. If your thinking is strained, perhaps the consequential decision needs more time, more information, or another set of eyes. If your physical capacity is low, perhaps your calendar needs recovery rather than another hour of forced productivity. If your professional capacity is low, perhaps you need clarity, authority, or resources before accepting another responsibility. The intervention should respond to the capacity problem you actually have, not the one you're accustomed to solving. And don't ask your lowest capacity to prove itself this week. Ask what it needs. That brings us to your one action. Look at your lowest number and ask, what does this part of my capacity need before I ask more of it? Maybe it needs a boundary, a clarification, a delegation, a recovery block, a delayed decision, a conversation, a removed demand, or simply enough acknowledgement that you stop planning the week as though the constraint does not exist. Choose one protective action, not 7, not a complete life overhaul, one intelligent adjustment based on reality. Because checking your capacity does not mean avoiding responsibility. It means understanding the conditions under which you are accepting responsibility. And there is a difference. You do not have the same capacity every day. You will not have the same capacity every week. And you should not expect yourself to perform as though you do. We check capacity before we commit capacity, not so that we can do less. It's so that we can make better decisions about what we do, how we do it, and what support we need to do it well. That is human capacity hygiene. That is capacity stewardship. And capacity stewardship is responsible leadership. Have a better week. And that's it. If today's conversation resonated with you, subscribe and share this episode with someone who would benefit from it. You can continue the conversation with me and my team at thenightingalefirm.com. New episodes of the Human Capacity Advantage podcast are released every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Monday, the Monday Morning Capacity Check prepares you to approach the week with greater awareness and intention. On Wednesday, our main classroom episode develops your understanding of the research, workplace realities, and leadership practices in the Human Capacity Advantage system. And on Friday, the Human Capacity Sit Rep teaches you to look beneath the headlines, recognize the capacity challenges shaping our world, and consider what responsible leadership requires. Monday prepares you, Wednesday develops you, and Friday teaches you to see the world differently. Between now and our next class, pay attention to the world around you. Notice where human capacity is being strengthened, where it is being depleted, and where you may never have thought to look before. I'm Dr. Kim Hyers. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, class dismissed.